back to another JK movement class. For today's class, we're going to be working on the hips. I might chuck a little bit of spine stuff in there as well. A little bit of an unplanned class, so we're just going to see what we get into, but it'll probably be primarily hips. In terms of equipment we'll need, I'm not sure just yet, so check the equipment list above. It'll be listed there for you. So let's start, as we always do, with some cars. I'm going to go a block. Actually, I'll use that afterwards. Let's start in a kneeling position, actually. And we'll do spine cars first. So let's give ourselves a big hug. Take a breath in. A little bit of tension within your body. And then let's start this way. You usually do it from the neck, but from the pelvis this time. Let's tuck your pelvis under and start rounding through the low back, the mid back, and the upper back, rounding all the way forward, twisting to the left. Side bend, lift your right elbow up. Extend your chest up towards the ceiling. And come over towards the other side. Round the spine forward. And reverse your direction, twisting to the right. Side bend with your left elbow. Extend chest towards the ceiling. Come over towards the opposite side. And rounding forward. Let's do one more in each direction, twisting to the left. Side bending, extending. My voice is difficult to talk when we're doing this one. Round forward. Back to center. Let's reverse. Twisting right. Side bend. Extend like I'm trying to get my chest up towards the ceiling. Towards the other side. Round forward. Into center. Come to a tabletop position. We'll do hip cars from this position today. So with this one here, I'm going to do the left hip first. We're trying to keep the right hip nice and stable, so try not to let that move around. Draw your left knee in towards your chest. Take it wide out to the side. From there, like I'm trying to get the sole of my foot to face the ceiling as I start kicking up behind me. I draw my knee towards the ground, towards the opposite knee. I kick up again, I go wide, I keep the other hip nice and stable. And then from there, I'm trying to bring the inside of my shin and ankle towards my left wrist as I come back into the chest. One more time to the chest, wide, rotate. So lifting that outside shin and ankle up towards the ceiling and kicking up. Draw knee to knee, kick up again. Go wide and draw it forward and back down. Let's switch sides. Doing this side as well. Knee to chest. Take it wide and then find that rotation. Like I'm trying to bring here, outside shin and ankle up towards me and then towards the sky. Draw knee to knee. Drive up again into extension, take it wide, and then from here, look at my ankle and shin here. They try to come forward, the inside of them try to come forward towards the wrist, external rotation back to the chest. One more time, into chest. We take it wide, rotate, and kick up. Knee to knee, kick up again, go wide, rotate and come forward. If any of these positions you're not sure on, I have all these individually filmed as well, so just shoot me a message and I can send that to you. So from there, let's come to work on a little bit of the internal rotation of the hip first. So come to this bear sit position here. So sit on the ground. If this is uncomfortable for you on the arms or whatever, you can just lean up against the wall. That's perfectly fine for this one here. We're going to work our right hip first for this one. So the key ingredients, or one of them anyway, for this one to work well, is keeping your bum flat on the ground. Feel those, your sit bones, the big thick bones underneath here. These are going to stay flat down on the mat the whole time. From there, what I'm going to do is, on this right heel here, you can bring it out a little bit wider if that works for you. I'm going to rotate in. So I'm internally rotating my hip, but only so far that I'm only going to go so far that my hip sit bone does not lift off the ground. So take a bit of notice here. Does it lift up? If it does, come back out a little bit. Sit down flat and then find your end range position. Once we've found our end range position, we're going to bring our hand to the outside of the knee and we're just going to rest here and take a few breaths. The other key with this one is the placement of the foot. The placement of the foot is going to be dependent on what your individual hip likes. You might like it when it's perfectly at 90 degrees like this, which is what I actually like, when it's perfectly 90 degrees. You might feel a bit better when it's a little bit more straightened out. So find the position that works for your hip. Don't just copy what I'm doing. Okay, once you found that position, the hand can come on. I'll get my handy little timer here. So the hand can come on. I'm just going to rest here and take a few breaths. I'll just let you rest here for about a minute. Again, if you notice that your sit bones, which mine weren't just there, if they weren't flat, then just adjust yourself. And when we're going through this one, if you feel any kind of inside knee pain stuff, the adjustment of the foot often really helps with that one. But another thing that works is, I probably need more yoga blocks than this, or even like a foam roller. Oh, that'll work all right. Is having something to rest underneath the knee. Just, it gives it a little bit of sense of safety when it's in that position. So if that aggravates you, we can do that. We'll hold here for another 30 seconds. Again, nice slow breath. So when we're holding these stretches, we want nice slow breathing. That just helps the nervous system calms down, and will actually let you get a little bit deeper into the range as well if you actually do breathe slowly. Even if it's just an inch or two or less, that's fine. We'll hold it for about another 10 seconds, and I'll go into our actions we're going to do from here. So we do the isometrics from here. So the first action we're going to do is try to externally rotate the hip, meaning the hip's going to be trying to come in this direction. I'm going to squeeze the outside of my hip down towards my glutes, but my hand is going to be blocking me in this position, not allowing any movement. The second action for this one, for the internal rotation, is going to be trying to drive further down towards the ground. I like to actually think about driving this ankle and shin up towards the ceiling. I get a better contraction that way, so I'll explain that when we go. Take a breath in. It's like creating some good internal tension within your body, and then gently first start trying to rotate out. So think about squeezing outside hip and glute, almost like another action you can think about is trying to drive this foot through the ground in this direction. That's external rotation of the hip. Sort of light intensity here, we're at 20%, so just feel that. And now let's build it up. Find what feels like 40% intensity to you. And now find what feels like 60%. 60% intensity through the whole body. Now you're holding at that 60%. If that's enough for you, stay there. Otherwise, a little bit harder, the 70%. And we're going to hold this for 30 seconds. 30 seconds. If you feel crampy stuff in there, fantastic. Keep going. Actually, I'm going to try to draw this right foot through the ground towards my left foot, squeezing the outside area of my hip and glutes as well. We've got 10 more seconds, and then when we reverse directions, and we're thinking about driving this ankle and shin up and over towards that left foot. So this way. 3, 2, 1, reverse directions. So knee might come further down towards the ground. I'm rotating up and over in this direction. You can use your hand just to guide you a little bit forward towards the ground, just gently though. All right, it's not about getting your knee to the ground, it's just getting to your end range position. So crank on it, it will improve over time. You just have to be patient. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Relax, again, slow breathing. And as you breathe out, nice long, deep breaths out, you might find you get a little more range in there. We're going to do one more set. Now that was at around 60 or 70%. I'm going to invite you to come up to 80%, but that's your decision to see where your hips are, okay? If you're not ready for that, just stick to the percentage that works for you. Take another breath in. Okay, good internal tension. Squeeze your belly, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your left leg, squeeze your left hand into the ground, and gently first start trying to rotate out. So the knees pressing into the hand. Right, that light 20. Let's build up to 40. Finally feels like 60. Either staying there, 60, maybe 70, or up to 80%, and we hold 20 seconds this time. Externally rotating. Halfway there. It should be hard. If it's not hard, you need to increase your intensity a little bit. 3, 2, 1, reverse. Again, ankle and shin trying to lift off the ground. Maybe the inside knee comes a little further towards the ground. Last set here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Fight off those cramps. Mine are coming in. And breathe. I know the cramps won't tell you to get the hell out of that position, but if you just breathe, I know it's not easy, but they will subside. And then you can sit in that new range for a few seconds here. All right, nice. Nice and easy. Whee, come out of there. Nice. Just a few times, just allow that hip to rotate out. And nice and gentle, rotate back in. Again, keeping your sit bones flat on the mat. Rotate out. And rotate in. Beautiful. From there, we'll just do a couple of hip cars. Come to lie down on your left side. We'll do side lying this time. Top hand into a fist, bottom hand to a fist, top arm grab on. Knee to chest. Take it wide away from you. Internally rotate. I'm trying to get the sole of my foot to face up towards the ceiling as I kick back. I draw knee to knee. I kick back again. I go wide and I rotate in the opposite direction, shin and ankle forward and back into the chest. I'll give you a different cue this time for the internal. Bring your knee to chest. Take it wide. Pause here. And now what I'm thinking about doing is I'm trying to bring this shin and ankle, the outside shin and ankle, towards my right shoulder as I kick back behind me. Draw the knee to knee, extend behind you again, take it wide, rotate that hip, and come back down. Nice. We'll do one more thing before we switch sides. I'll give you the option with this one. If you have an ankle weight, you can do this with an ankle weight. Most people are not going to need the ankle weight, so if that's you, then don't worry about it. Use that, and we'll also use either a strap or a towel, which will be used to lift up the leg. So it doesn't have to be a fancy strap like this, not that this is very fancy. You can just use it like a towel, a tea towel, whatever. So what we're going to do, we're going to come to a 90-90 position. So I don't really care what you do with this front leg. I usually just tuck it in. And then with the right hip here, I want good alignment with the right hip though. So I want my hip to knee and knee to ankle. And when you're doing this one, up tall like this is going to be extremely difficult. Leaning further away from that hip is going to make it easier. So you find the position that you can get this work in, where it's still pretty damn challenging, but you can get some good reps in. All right, we're going to do 5 reps, but we're going to do 10-second holds. So let's get our timer going here. All right, so from there, use the strap to lift your ankle up towards the ceiling. Contract there, try and hold that position just like we were doing that contraction for the isometric, the second action, and release and hold in 10-second holds here. 3, 2, 1, release, reset, lift up, give it a good squeeze, and release, hold. Really find that connection to the outside of your hip. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to do 5 of these, so let's make these good reps. Lift up, squeeze, release. Three, 2, 1. Nice. 2 more. Lift up, give it a good squeeze, and release. 3, 2, 1. For reference, by the way, this weight is only 1.5 kilos. You don't need much weight at all for mobility work. Lift up, squeeze, and release. Last rep, make it a good one. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. All right, we'll switch sides. So we'll go back to the bear sit position, and now we'll work that left hip. So come to that bear sit, and then again, bum flat down on the mat here, and we let that left hip rotate in. Rotating in nice and slow. And once you've found your in-range position, again, if you need to adjust and come out a little bit, if you want to play with the angle of that foot, whether it's closer towards you or further away, you can do that as well. And then that left hand can come on and just gently guide down towards the ground. We'll hold here for about a minute. And if you notice, pretty big differences from side to side, that's pretty normal. My left hip definitely doesn't rotate as well as my right for internal rotation, but it's the opposite for external rotation, so that's not uncommon. Just shows you where you need to put more inputs. About halfway in a stretch. While you're here breathing, get a nice slow breath. I'll go over those cues again. So the pale or the isometric here, the first action is trying to externally rotate, coming this direction with the hip. And the second action is trying to further internally rotate. Again, I like to think about this shin and ankle coming in this direction when I reverse. I'll explain that again when we'll get into it. Alrighty, take a breath in. So create some good internal tension, meaning just squeeze the muscles in your body and then start trying to externally rotate in this direction. Again, you can think about drawing that left foot through the mat toward the opposite foot. That can help you find that connection as well. So with that light 20%, just get a feel for that. See if you can find that connection in the outside of the hip first. Just pausing here, making sure your hand is a good strong block, not actually allowing any movement. And now let's build our intensity up. Find a little bit higher to 40%. That's about double what you were just doing, but not too much. Of course, we've still got some range to work within or work up to. Let's go to 60% in 30 seconds here. Is your bum flat down on the ground? If it's not, just shift a little to the left. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse directions. Again, I'm trying to lift that shin ankle to the sky. You bring both hands behind you if that works for you. Again, maybe you're up against a wall. Find that internal rotation. Even flaring the toes might help you a little bit here. Ten more seconds. 2, 1, and back on again. If that bothers your knee at all, you've got those options to place a yoga block underneath there. I'll play with the angle of that foot. We're going to do one more set. Again, I'll invite you to come to 80% intensity if you're not there yet. All good. 60 to 60, maybe 70. We'll do that second round for 20 seconds. All right, let's get it. Let's take a breath in. Start creating that internal tension. Again, squeezing belly, glutes, the opposite leg as well. Lightly start trying to externally rotate. So trying to drive your knee out to the side, trying to draw this left foot through the mat and towards the right foot. Build your intensity higher, 40, higher, 60, and then either staying there, or maybe to 70, or maybe to 80%, and we got 20 seconds here. So 100% effort would be the kind of intensity you would bring to a max effort deadlift. We're at 80% of that. 3, 2, 1, reverse. Internally rotate, find that same intensity you were just at and reverse directions. Shin and ankle trying to lift off the ground, trying to internally rotate. 3, 2, 1, relax. Breathe out. And can you sink maybe just a centimeter or two, or maybe you're going to yank maybe an inch towards the ground. All right, nice. Allow that hip to come out of there. Ooh, nice and casually. You're just exploring your ranges, so that should feel like something when you come out of that position. Not painful though. Rotate in, back out. One more time. Rotate in, bum stays flat on the mat, and rotate out. So from there, we'll do our hip curls. Lying down on your right side this time. Top arm fists, top arm grab on, just a little bit of push-pull just to create some internal tension with the upper body. Draw your left knee in to your chest. Take it wide towards the ceiling. And then from here, I'm trying to get this shin and ankle to come towards my left shoulder as I kick back behind me. I draw my knee to knee. I kick back again, I go wide, and now it's the opposite way. I'm trying to bring the shin and ankle forward as I try and keep the knee where it is, and back down, keep your hands where they were, by the way. Draw your knee to chest, take it wide, find that rotation as you kick back behind you. Do your knee to knee, kick back again, go wide, and then rotate in the opposite way. And come back down. All right, let's set ourselves up again here. So again, the ankle weight is completely optional, and most people are not going to need it. So don't feel you need to. The rest of this, it works perfectly fine without it. All right, so we'll set up the left hip now in that 90-90 position. So again, I'm kicking back here. I'm having a look at my hip. I want my hip drawing a straight line to my knee and my knee drawing a straight line to your ankle. So have a look at yours. If it's not doing that, adjust your position. All right. Of course, if it gives you any issues, you can tuck it in a little bit, but only if that causes you issues in the knee with it straight like this. So from there, I'm going to lift up, I'm going to squeeze and release, and 10-second timer here. 3, 2, 1, reset, lift up, give it a good squeeze, release, hold. 3, 2, 1. Nice, you're fighting to keep it as high as you can the whole time. 3 more reps, lift up, give it a good squeeze and release. Don't lose any ground here. Release. I believe we got 2 more. Lift on up. Contract. Release. Three, 2, 1. 1 more rep. Let's make it a good one. Lift up. Good squeeze. Release. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. All right, that'll do us for hip internal rotation today. I'm going to move into a little bit of hip abduction. We might need a few extra blocks or something like that for this one, but I found this position yesterday, so let's see how it goes. So we're going to come to, a 90-90 position, this time a proper 90-90 position with the front leg also in a 90-90. So I got both hips are drawing a line to my knees and both knees are drawing a line to my ankles here, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this back here. So I'm going to keep this front shin planted down on the ground. So my right shin is planted down on the mat here. Actually, we should do it the opposite direction because we just worked the left hip. Switch sides. Switch sides. Left shin is forward, right shin is back. So again, I'm keeping my right shin planted down on the ground here. I'm going to bring my right hand behind me. And I'm going to rotate this hip out towards the end to what I can get to. So now that I maintain that, what I'm going to try and do here, so I'm just going to hold myself in the stretch. I can even bring my hand to the inside here or even pulling the knee out a little bit. Probably pulling the knee out will work better, keeping the left shin planted down on the mat. So from there, what I'm going to try and do is an isometric from this position. I'm going to think about using my adductors for the first action to try and slide this right foot forward towards the opposite foot. So if my foot wasn't on the ground, I'd be doing this just like that, right? But the foot's stuck on the mat, so it's not going to actually move anywhere. That'll be the first action. The second action will be squeezing the outside of the hip to try and drive the hip straight out to the side. So we're adductors for the first part, abducting, abductors for the second part here. So just hold yourself here. The right hand's just holding us in position. Get my timer set up. Let's see how this one goes. Let's take a breath in, embrace, and start squeezing. So the hand's holding me in position here, but I'm squeezing through the adductors. I'm trying to draw my right hip or my right foot forward through the ground by squeezing my adductors. We're at a light intensity here to start with. Just find it feels like 20%. Again, if the left shin is still planted flat down on the ground, even if you're down here, that's totally fine. Drawing in, squeezing adductors. And now let's build up a little bit higher through our intensity. And we're just going to build up to around what feels like 50 to 60%. I'm just going to hold that. I'll hold it for about 20 more seconds. Make sure your hands trying a good strong hold here. Find that connection to your adductors, your groin, and the thighs. 10 more seconds here, and then we'll reverse directions. We're going to drive out to the side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. You can release your hand. My timer's going off. What the hell? Okay, go drive out to the side. Maintain that same intensity. So I'm squeezing the outside of the hip. I'm trying to drive, almost like you're in a butterfly stretch here. You're trying to drive out to the side. Keep squeezing. And release. Allow that knee to come back down towards the ground. And then rotate out. Rotate in. And rotate out. Rotate in. And out. And now stay out. Bring that right hand either behind you, or you can just stay here where it is. So now I'm out here as wide as I can. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this foot off the ground and straighten out my knee. Yeah, I'm trying to keep that knee, left shin still planted here. I'm going to lift up. I'm going to keep the knee wide and bring it back in. So I'm still driving out to the side the whole time with this hip, trying to keep the knee nice and high. Drive out to the side and straighten out your hip. Land, lift up. Keep driving the knee out to the side and land the foot. Let's do that 2 more times. Lift up, drive out to the side, straighten. Left shin's planted. Don't let it lift up. Mine just did. Lift up, drive out to the side and back down. Do that 1 more time. Drive out, straighten, drive out and bend. Nice. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Switch out 90-90. So now the left shin is back and the right shin is forward, and the right shin is going to stay planted down on the ground here. All right. We rotate out. So I like to come I'm on the big toe side of the foot. I'm trying to come to the flat of my foot here if you can. If you can't, that's okay. Just do your best. So I'm using this left hand as a block, but also to pull me in this direction as well into abduction on this side. So if you're a jiu-jitsu guy, this one's fantastic to do this drill. Especially if you're like a butterfly guard player, this one will be really good. All right, let's go. So the first action again is trying to draw this foot through towards the opposite foot, squeezing your adductors. Second action, abductors, outside hip, trying to drive out to the side. Front shin is planted. Take a breath in. Create some internal tension and squeezing those inner thighs. Try to draw towards the opposite foot. 20%, let's build our intensity up to 40. Find what feels like 60% to you and maintain. Again, try to keep that left hand holding in a position. It's not easy because your hip is way stronger than just holding on like this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse directions. You bring your left hand behind you, and now driving it out to the left, trying to get the hip further apart from that right hip. Keep that right shin planted. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Just relax here in this position, and we're going to go straight into that exercise from here at this end range position. So we're going to keep driving that left hip out to the side here as we straighten and bend that knee. So drive out, lift up the foot, straighten, keep driving the hip out the whole time. Allow you to touch the foot down on the ground, lift up, and come back in. Drive hip out to the side, lift the foot up, keep that right shin planted down on the ground. Mine is trying to lift up, touch, bend, and drive out to the side. 2 more times. Extend and land, lift up, and bend. Again, that key action, drive out to the side. One more really good rep. Drive it out to the side, lift the foot up, keep driving out to the side as you straighten. The foot will contact, and we reverse directions. Keep driving out to the side, land, and land. All right, nice. This timer is very annoying. From there, just come back to, let's just come back to a 90-90 position, and we'll just do some gentle transitions from side to side. So just allow that left hip, so keep the right shin planted, lift the left hip up, find that end range position first. When you can't go any further, then allow the other hip to come with you. I see people doing these online all the time, and they're just kind of windscreen wiping from side to side. That's not how you do this. So from there, the left shin stays planted, the right shin comes out to the side, gets as far as it goes, and then we switch sides. Nice slow movement. You're better off doing these slow for 2 or 3 reps rather than fast for 10 or 15 reps. Nice, drive out to the side, find that end range, give it a little squeeze, and then as I come up here, as I come up towards the other side, I'm actually trying to drive this one down. So I'm trying to drive this side down, keeping the hips wide as I come over towards the other side. Nice, one more time, lift up. Now I'm driving this one out to the side, I'm driving this one to the left hip to the left. Nice, very good. We're going to finish with a bit of hip control work, and then that'll do us for today. I can get rid of this stuff. And my block, we'll just need our timer. So let's come into a 90-90 position. Let's see, probably better to show you from this side actually. So right shin back, left shin forward, and this one, if it feels good, if you get a full 90-90, you can do that. If you want to tuck it in, you can as well. Before we get started, sitting up tall is going to make these movements very difficult. The more you lean away, even down to the elbow, even down onto the forearm like this, is going to make it easier for you. So choose the position that works for your body, okay? This isn't about just copying what I'm doing, just do your best. So the first action we're going to do, I'm going to lean a little off to the side here. I'm going to lift my right hip straight up, nice and simple. Now you can see I'm trying to keep my hip in line with, or my knee in line with my hip here, as I bring that shin and ankle forward without touching the ground. I'm still trying to keep my knee wide, just like we were just before. And now I lift that shin and ankle up towards the ceiling, and I try to get my knee to contact the ground first, and then my ankle. So lift up, abduct the hip, and then we rotate, bring it forward. Again, I'm trying to keep my knee behind me here. Trying to keep my knee behind me as I rotate in the opposite direction. I'm trying to get my knee to contact the ground first. I'm lifting my ankle up, knee and ankle. Let's do that one more time. Lift up and rotate the opposite direction. Lift, 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 knee and ankle. Let's add on from here. 3 more, just like this. Lift up, rotate, straighten the leg now. Bend and rotate on the way back, knee and ankle. Lift up and rotate, straighten, bend, trying to keep that knee behind you as you rotate, get the knee to contact, and then the ankle. Do that one more time. Lift up, find a rotation, straighten, bend, rotate, and back down. Very good. We have 3 more reps. We're going to add on 1 more detail, then we'll do the other side. We're pretty much done. All right. So this time we add a little knee extension as well in a different plane. So lift up as high as you can, straighten out the knee, bend the knee, rotate, bring the shin ankle forward, straighten, bend, rotate the opposite direction, knee and ankle. That's 1. We got 3. Lift up as high as you can. Straighten and bend. Rotate. I like to point my toes, but you don't have to. Straighten and bend and rotate back down. Beautiful. Let's go 1 more rep, my friends. Lift up. Straighten and bend. Rotate. Squeeze the chest. Lift up. Back down. and rotate in the opposite direction. Switch sides. So I'm hoping that was a good angle for you guys. I think it is. We'll do the same thing on this side. So we'll do the first one, then we'll build those two other variations from there. So again, lean off to the side as far as you have to. Okay, this time I need to go. Lift up, straighten, bend, trying to keep that knee driving behind you, and back down. Sorry, where were we? Here. This one, shin and ankle forward. Sorry about that. This one will count as our first rep. I'm getting ahead of myself. Lift up, lift up, lift up. Knee contacts first, and ankle, that's one. Lift, bring it forward, trying to get my heel towards my heel without bringing this knee forward. And rotate in the opposite direction. Lift, 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 lift. Knee and ankle. So I'm just facing the camera here, but it's going to be harder if I'm out this direction here. Sorry, I'll get a little bit easier this way actually. Bring it forward. And back down. Yeah, the more you turn towards this back hip, the harder it is. All right, let's add on. So lift up. Bring it forward. Straighten out that knee. Bend the knee. And rotate in the opposite direction. Knee contacts. And then ankle. Lift up. Straighten. Bend. Rotate. Straighten. Bend. And rotate back down. Nice. Let's add on from, actually no, we've got one more like that. Lift up. I'm all over the place. I apologize. Lift up. Bring the shin and ankle forward. Lift up. Back down. And the opposite direction. Nice. And now we do the final version. Sorry if you got an extra couple of reps in there. Lift up. Straighten out the knee. Bend the knee. Rotate. Keep the knee driving back behind you towards the opposite foot. Straighten. Bend. And rotate back down. All right, 2 more clean reps, hopefully. Lift up. Straighten. Bend. Rotate. Straighten. Bend. And rotate on the way back down. Try and keep that knee driving back the whole time. Last rep, last bit of hard work for today. Lift. Straighten. Bend. Rotate. Straighten. Bend. Rotate opposite direction. Knee and ankle contacts. Well done. You made it. We will finish with hip cars. You should finish every exercise. Whatever exercise you're into, you should be finishing with these if you're using your hips, which every exercise pretty much does. You should always start and finish with cars. So bottom hand fist, top arm grab on. Right knee to chest. We go wide, and we're just going to do axials from here, just rotations only. So stay wide here, and then the first action, I'm thinking about bringing the outside shin and ankle towards my right shoulder as much as I can, try and keep the knee where it is, and then rotate in the opposite direction. And just do a few of these, make these gentle. Nice. That one more time. Nice, and then we'll finish the rep. So internally rotate, bring the outside shin and ankle towards your right shoulder as you kick back behind you. Join a knee to knee, kick back again, go wide and rotate. And bring it back in. Switch sides, and then we're done. All right. So top knee to the chest. I'm bring my microphone a little bit closer. We go wide, and then we'll find those axials. So stay wide with the knee here. And I'm trying to bring that outside shin ankle towards me, and then away from me towards the camera. Let's do that a couple of times. And how do these feel? Like, we've done quite a bit of work in the hips here. Like, just pay attention. How do the hips feel? Do they feel differently to when we started? Hopefully you found a little bit more space in the hip. Next time you internally rotate, so you're trying to bring that shin and ankle outside towards your left shoulder, kick back behind you. Draw the knee to knee, kick back again, go wide and rotate the opposite direction. And back down. All right, my friends, that is our class for today. So there's been good work in there for hip internal rotation, hip abduction. So I hope the hips are feeling good for you. So this kind of work you need to start doing if you want nice healthy hips for the mats or whatever sport you have. This is stuff that keeps you on the field. So I hope you enjoyed the class. If you have any questions, if you have feedback, I'd love to hear it. Otherwise, I'll catch you next time. Peace.